today I want us to understand what a text-dependent question is and the criteria for what makes a strong dependent question. And then we're also gonna go ahead and understand how Edulastic's passage-based test reinforce strong text-dependent question. Just like in testing, I think whatever common core testing at the end of the school year, our students will be taking a lot of those materials are passage-based tests. So we're gonna go ahead and discuss this one. Next slide, please. So throughout the years, we have been, with Louisiana, we have been trying a lot of different things, but most recently, we have been talking about the instructional shifts in literacy, and we are really seeing the need for complex text. So we have complexity, knowledge, and then evidence. So these are the three instructional shifts in literacy right now. With complex text, we want our students to be more exposed to this kind of material because I deal with a lot of kids with exceptionalities, with disabilities. It used to be that we are teaching on their instructional level, but in their functional level. But right now, that's not the case anymore. Whatever grade level they are on, that is what we are giving them. So because we know for a fact that at the end of the school year, they will be given the same testing as the other kids would be. And so what we are doing right now is we are building their knowledge through content-rich nonfiction or fiction materials. And we are reading, writing based on what the passage that they are reading. Next slide, please. But what is what is text dependent? So I have in here 2 slides with non-text dependent and then text dependent. It used to be the question would be, for example, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe tells the story of 4 siblings who have many adventures in Narnia. And the question would be, or the instruction would be, write about an adventure that you have taken with your family. It is more experience-based or opinion-based. But right now, it is text-dependent. So the question will go this way. In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, how and why does Edmund change? So now we are talking about one of the characters in the story, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So in order for the students to be able to write or answer the question, they have to refer back to the selection or the passage. Next. So what are text-dependent questions? So these text-dependent questions push students to rely solely on the text. It leveled the field for all of the students. We know that there are a lot of students who does not have the same experience as those students who love to read, especially my students. Those students with disability, they fear, quote unquote, fear to read. They don't like it. It's not that they really cannot find something that they like to read, but they are so scared of the words that they are seeing because they are having difficulty in decoding the words. But with the way Edulastic had built their platform for text-dependent based test, I'm going to show you later on how it is helping my students. Because I want to tell you that although some of the kids do not read on grade level, it doesn't mean that they cannot think on grade level. So all of the questions must be traceable back to the text. And also, those text-dependent questions cannot be answered based on personal opinion or background knowledge alone. That's the reason why how Edulastic have built the text-dependent questions side by side, the passage and then the text. It really helps my students. Next, please. So why ask text-dependent questions? Text-dependent questions help readers build meaning of a text. Text-dependent questions act as a scaffold, supporting students in accessing and understanding the text. So they always have to refer back to it. And the way Edulastic had built it, you will be able to love it more. Next, please. So what is the role of Edulastic in helping students answer text-dependent questions? So this is Edulastic in action. So this is the one that I have created for my student. And just like Dr. Pickens, I love creating my own too, because I have control over what it is that the students will be taking. So we use, we normally use Edulastic for assessing what they have learned. After we teach them any skills, we will be testing them with that skill, and then we use Edulastic in order for us to determine how much they have learned. So in this particular thing in here, the text, the students can highlight details, keywords, phrases from the story to make it easier for them to locate the information needed to answer the question. As you can see, the passage is beside the question itself. So it is easier for the students to go back to the text and read the question again, and then go back to the text again. So it is not something that they would have to come up with on their own, but there is a passage itself. So this is very cool. Next. And then aside from that, Edulastic has its built-in feature wherein the students can cross out and eliminate the answer, the choices that the students think will not be needed. So it helps them eliminate those answers, so that when they are now thinking what is the answer to this question, it is easier for them. So this icon helps student eliminate those choices that they think are not viable answer to the question itself. So it's the one that you will be able to see after this. I'm going to be showing my screen with you, manipulating it on my end. Next, please. And then the other thing that this is the new thing also that they have added, the page number. It used to be that I have to type in 1, and then I am so scared because I don't know if how it will be read to my students. But now that they added it, it also makes it easier for the students to know. If in the question it says in paragraph 1 or based on paragraph 1, so the kids will now be counting the number of paragraphs that you have in the passage. So it automatically brings them to, okay, this is number 5. This is what the question is asking me to look back into. And next, please. And then aside from that, this is really one thing that I like since I started using Edulastic, and I have been using it, I think since this is 5 years also, or since they started having this one, and I found this site, this program, I started using it. And one thing that really helped me out is the text-to-speech feature. On the side, you will be able to see the action. And then when you click on that, the drop-down menu will be telling you enable text-to-speech. A lot of my students have a difficulty decoding words. There are a lot of big words on their grade level. The complex text that we are giving them, they cannot decode. But because there is a built-in text-to-speech in Edulastic, it helps them out a lot. I think this is the end of me. And before I say goodbye to all of you, let me share my screen. And then I'm just, and then I will be able to let you see how I use it, how the students, on the students' view, how they are really using it. And there it goes. So this is the student view. This is the passage that we have in here. And with this arrow in here, once they click on that, it's easier for them to see, and and I click on it. There. They can either just focus on the text itself, and then when they hover over it, they can highlight it. And this really helps my kids whenever they are going back to check the details from the text itself. And then let me And then they can always go back to the text itself while reading the questions. And it's not, give me 1 second. Okay. And then if they have something that they want to eliminate this X mark in here, cross out, say this one is, they don't need this one, it helps them out in eliminating that question. And I know that before testing the with us, we call it leap testing. We always teach the kids some of the testing strategies that they can have. So this really is so good with the one. And then I have some students who are having a hard time, the visually impaired. This this magnifier in here helps them out, and it's not working for me right now. So this helps the students that I have. So this feature is really helping the kids that I have in my class who are visually impaired, because this automatically helps them out, magnify it. We know for a fact that they are using, a lot of our kids are using, or we have one-on-one. And so our kids are using Chromebooks, and Chromebooks normally are 11 inches, 11 inches, but this one is helping them a lot. So that's it for me. Thank you very much for giving me this time.